Hey everyone, this is Plasma Dragon 15 with a OU battle with yet another person from the TPX chat. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. Like, he just wanted a standard match, so I said, hey, I'll try again at OU. And this is a new team I saw yesterday, and he leads off with a Ferrothorn. I just go for a Stealth Rocks, knowing he won't go for the straight Power Whip. And he wants to send in his Volcarona before I set up the Stealth Rocks. And he tries to sets up the Quiver Dance thinking it may switch out or I can't touch him, but I roar him out, and he's going to take a buttload of Stealth Rocks damage as well as his Zapdos. And I'm fearing the HP Grass because I know some Zapdos carry that, but I take my chances knowing I can take at least one, and he ends up going for the Light Screen. So I guess this is like a dual screening Zapdos. That's kind of cool, and he's kind of bulky. But I just Toxic him thinking he may be a bulky set since he does have the leftovers. But he switches out into Ferrothorn, and I know he's going to switch to Ferrothorn, so I just roar him out into his Volcarona, luckily, and he takes a bunch of damage from Stealth Rocks. And this Volcarona happens to have leftovers, which gets me to think he's like a bulky sweeper type thing. And he hits me with the Bug Buzz. It does less than half thanks to my somewhat special defense EVs. And I do roar him back into his Ferrothorn. Now I know he's going to go for the Power Whip knowing that I'm going to roar again, so I switch into Salamence to get the Intimidate off and take the times 4 resisted Power Whip like a boss. And I know he's going to switch out, I'm not sure into who. So I just go for the Dragon Dance, and he switches into this Jellicent. Now I've never fought a Jellicent in OU before, so I don't want to risk getting hit by an Ice Beam if they carry that, or getting hit with a Skull Burn, because that would kind of suck. But he ends up going for the Toxic, which kind of, I don't really care about on Swampert all that much, because he's pretty much done his job of Stealth Rocking and phasing people out to get Stealth Rocks damage accumulated. So he goes back into his Ferrothorn, and I know he's going to switch into Ferrothorn yet again, so I go for the Roar. And then he goes into this thing, and this thing causes me a lot of problems later in the matches, you'll see, because I've never fought a Conkeldurr, and I honestly had no idea what they did. Like, I knew that they have Mach Punch and Drain Punch, and Bulk Up, but I didn't expect to have that much trouble with one. But I roar him out into his Azelf, and I end up dying from Toxic. So, Swampert did his job. He did fine. He did a good job. So I got into my Scarfed Chandelure to scare him out, and I don't want to risk Azelf living, so I just go straight for the Shadow Ball, even though he probably would go into Ferrothorn to take it. And I get a crit, which doesn't really matter. But, yeah, I didn't want to risk Azelf, living, because I don't really have, a solid Azelf counter, because I didn't expect to see one. So I just go for the Shadow Ball, and then I go into my Jolteon, because it's awesome. And I go for the Substitute, because this is a sub-passing Jolteon. But I thought he might go for the Leech Seed, because that's what I see typical Ferrothorns do. Or Toxic or some other crap like that. But he just goes straight for the Power Whip, which kind of sucks, so I just go out into my Jirachi to take it. And he does go for the Power Whip again. And I take that rather nicely, because I'm Jirachi. And I know, he's probably going to switch out because he can't do anything to me. So I just go for the T-Wave, hoping for, Volcarona to come in or something. But he ends up sending in his Jellicent, which I don't understand why. I don't know what Jellicent can really do to my Jirachi. Because I'm a special bulky Jirachi, and I don't understand. But, I just go for the Wish, and he ends up going for the Will-O-Wisp. Probably predicting a switch into, my Salamence or Hydreigon or something like that. I'm not really sure what he wanted to accomplish there. But I go back into my Jolteon to take whatever damage, because he probably went for the Will-O-Wisp or Scald, so I would have healed anyway from Wish, so the Parallax didn't really matter. But I know he's going to switch fearing the T-Bolt, so I go for the Substitute. And this is where things get quite interesting, and I am going to royally screw it up somehow, because I am Plasma Dragon, and I tend to screw up things a lot in OU, or in general. So I pass the Substitute to Salamence, because I know he's going to Power Whip to get rid of the sub, so I get the Intimidate and times 4 resist the Power Whip, so it's not going to break my sub, even though it has pretty low HP, because it's Jolteon sub, and Now that Ferrothorn can't do anything and he's sparing the Fire Blast, I just go for the safe Dragon Dance because I'm behind a substitute, and this is where the fun starts, and this is where I royally screw it up. By the way, I should have Toxic'd that Conkeldurr earlier with Swampert, and you know, Samus is just gonna kill people here, so I'm just gonna talk. But I should have Toxic'd him earlier, and you'll see why in a second. Because although it looks like a solid sweep from here, it's not a sweep at all. Because this match ends up being a 1-0 for one of us. But yeah, I just keep on killing people off. I'm gonna take this time to say thank you, Lil X Wancho. He's a friend of mine I met recently. He's really cool. But thanks to him, I got this really nice quality and stuff from my videos, which is a big upgrade from before, as you probably know. Because I didn't know that you can change the Desumi settings to get quality like this. Plus I use Camtasia, and I'm not really good with all the technical editing stuff and all that and whatnot. So yeah, thank you Lil X Honfro, and please check him out. He's a really cool guy and he makes pretty good videos. But back to the battle. I knew that Ferrothorn would come in, so I went for the safe EQ even though I do have Fire Blast. I just didn't risk anything. Because, I mean, he has a paralyzed, like, red-held Jellicent, so wouldn't he just fire it out? But, I mean, so I didn't predict the switch. And then, Conkeldurr comes back in. Uses Mach Punch, and I figured, okay, that's not that bad. Salmons did a really good job, right? So I go into my Jirachi. Yeah, I go into my Jirachi, and here's where my stupidity comes in. I T-Wave the Conkeldurr, and he goes for a bulk up, and yeah, this is where that whole Salmon sweep kind of goes to waste. Because I T-Waved the Conkeldurr, you know, with Mach Punch, Bulk Up, and Guts. And right after I T-Waved him, I was like, derp, I'm kind of an idiot for doing that. So I just Iron Head him, and I really don't feel like stalling him out with Iron Head flinches. And I felt bad for hexing him with the flinches. So I just go out into Jolteon, hoping he would go for another Bulk Up. But no, he just goes straight for the Drain Punch. And I was kind of hoping for either a Parahax or a Bulk Up, and he does neither, and I die. So that's the second time I let my Jolteon die, but he did a good job. So I go into Chandelure knowing he can't Mach Punch me, and hoping Fire Blast would do a pretty decent chunk. And it does do about 3/4 to the Conkeldurr, which is pretty cool. But he dies to a Stone Edge, which I was hoping he would miss, but no, because I usually miss Stone Edge a lot. So I go into my Hydreigon, because I'm like, okay, even though he's +1 with a Bulk Up, I'm pretty sure I can take a Mach Punch, because Hydreigon has like 95 base defense. So I mean, and Mach Punch is only 40 base power, so I was hoping I could take one and kill him off with the Draco Meteor. But I checked my nature, and it's a hasty nature, which is minus defense, because I'm a mixed Hydreigon. So that actually ends up killing me, which I was really surprised at. I thought I could take it. But yeah, I go into Jirachi because it's my last Pokemon. And I just Iron Head him because it's my only attack instead of like Zen Headbutt or whatever. So I just keep Iron Heading him. He gets Parahax the first time, he gets a Mach Punch off. And I believe he gets another Parahax right here. Yeah, he does. So I don't care. It was my own stupidity that got me into this situation. And his last Pokemon is a Volcarona, which gets raped by Stealth Rocks. And then this is a bulky Volcarona, so I end up outspeeding him, because it's like a bulky Quiver Dancing set, which is kind of cool. But I outspeed him and finish off the Volcarona, so that is a good game, guys, and see you guys later.